People and a lot of critics say what's wrong with wrestling today is a lot of guys have the same look, big guys, and there's not a lot of variety. What are your feelings on that? Because you're in the class of, the big guy.
Well, there's only, who do you think is a big guy? I mean, Batista.
A lot of guys have the same looks.
Batista. There's only Batista. Who's the other one?
Seems like all the new guys that they're signing the contracts in, like a Randy Orton type and all that.
Yeah, but he.
Cutter.
Yeah. Well, I think because it's, there's so much emphasis put on your body now that, and I think America's so more aware of why you're fat. It's because you eat too much, or you eat too much carbohydrates, or you don't exercise. Before, back in wrestling, you could be fat. Because even though America's the most obese country there is, people still want to see somebody that, there's obsession with, the body, rightfully so. I mean, I wouldn't want to watch somebody fat on, wrestling, because because you don't see it in sports in general. I mean, you ever see very many fat athletes? I mean, there's zero in basketball, zero in baseball unless you're a pitcher, but they're still in pretty good shape, So it's reflective of society,
I was going to ask you, think it hurts the audience because they can't relate to some of the characters?
Well, they can't relate to the characters because you've got these weasels in the back all writing interviews out for everybody. They got the same mind writing interviews for the same same different characters, There's going to be definitely a crossover, you know what I mean? That's what the cookie cutter is. It's like, besides the body, it's like you got these same morons in the back writing all the interviews and telling you exactly what to say, Before it was different, you had Orndorff, you had Piper, you had all these other guys come up with their own, in Jesse Ventura and, superstar Billy Graham come up with their own unique style, their own, the way of saying something, and it's not like that anymore. I mean, I know that firsthand, from some idiot telling me what to say and how to say it, and I had to practice it before I went out. I mean, it was a joke.
Do you think Vince is making a mistake by signing all these younger guys in, and there's a lot of guys on the shelf like Goldberg, yourself, Sting, Luger, all these guys. Do you think those kind of veterans, like a lot of the WCW veterans, could make an impact in WWE now?
Yeah, why wouldn't we make any? We beat them.
It's a mistake for Vince not to bring these guys back.
Well, first off, I don't think a lot of people would come back, but I mean, he had the opportunity, I mean, he had to realize, we beat him for 82 weeks straight. There was, there was a market for us, and Vince didn't pick up that market. He didn't pick up the audience from WCW, It's just a fact, It's nothing personal, but some people like WCW, some people like the WWE, It's like, when he made a mistake thinking that he was, there's a problem when he wanted to rule the world. He got it, and wrestling's fucked for it.
It just seems like there's a whole bunch of guys that TNA's using a few of them, WWE's not using. There's like a whole bunch of other guys that could make this company.
Right.
Do you think that Vince basically didn't bring the whole WCW feud right away in because he's been all these years battling WCW and he didn't want to put the guys over? And of course,
definitely,
if
man.
He brought in the whole guys, the whole guys at once, and he'd have to job them basically, and
Exactly, exactly what he did, Vince took it personal, man, and he didn't want nobody getting over from WCW.
But as
I'm a perfect example of that. Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Goldberg's a perfect example. We're all perfect example, of why he didn't want WCW to succeed,
But as a business standpoint, it would have been smarter to keep the two companies separate. And you would have
yeah.
Once a year, maybe done a World Series or something
Yeah.
like that of wrestling.
Oh, without a doubt, But that's, like I said, he wanted to rule the world.
Yes or no answer. Do you think if NWO, like the real NWO, made a comeback in WWE, that would draw like long term?
They did that.
But I mean, like a real one would.
Yeah, if you let somebody else do it, you know what I mean? Keep Stephanie away, keep Hunter away, keep Vince away, it would work. But they won't do that.
What is Sting's mindset these days as far as the business? Has he pretty much given up?
I think so. Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a while, but I think
What wrestlers do you keep in contact with now?
No, not a whole lot. I never did when I was Chuck Palumbo and let's see, a couple other guys, but.
Would you have any interest ever? Go ahead.
No, I talked to Sting on a few occasions. I talked to Lex, Jeff, but not I have other things to do,
You're pretty outspoken on ideas and stuff like that. Did you ever give any thought of being part of a creative team, or is that you're not ready for that yet? You still want to work in the ring?
What would I be a part of the creative team for? Vince?
Oh, I'm
you
just saying.
fucking kidding me?
Exactly.
No. It's,
Not in your forte.
I don't think so. But I'm not gonna, go work for somebody just for the sake of working,
Right.
And so, because I don't need to, 'Cause
I guess in closing, is there anything you want to say to your fans out there that you never had a chance to say?
No, I just appreciate it, I think they appreciated what I did, They knew I busted my ass every time I got in the ring, and when I was a babyface, I did that, and when I was a heel, I tried to be the biggest prick there was to make them hate me, A lot of guys can't do that, or don't want to do that, I love being booed, I'd rather be a bad guy than a good guy, so.
I was going to ask you that.
Without a doubt, hands down, I can make people hate me more than I can make them like me, But that was my personality, so. But I think that comes across on TV too, So, because a lot of them legitimately thought I was off my rock, or so.
One last thing, I